Join Sean and Brad as they talk about sports and share a beer. From the east coast of Canada to the west coast of the United States. Over to you, boys.
Everybody, hey, what's up? Beers Guy Sports, Sean and Brad back again. How are you, Sean?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good.
Tough
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, tough week. Hey, real quick, everyone, before we get started, this is in the forefront of our mind and honestly never far from our minds. It's an issue we both care deeply about. Sean experienced a personal loss this week, and so we just want to take a quick minute just to bring some awareness. Suicide is a growing problem in the world. It's something I think we can agree upon, that it's not country specific or it's not any lifestyle or cultural things. I think it's across the board. So we just want to encourage anybody who's struggling. I've struggled with depression in my life. I don't know, I know people that have struggled. I know it's important to have a group of people that you can lean on when you're struggling. I know that not everyone has those things. And so I just would want to encourage you that if you are struggling, that there are resources for you. We'll be happy to find those things. But maybe more importantly, I know that when you're in those moments and you feel like it's hopeless, that it's very hard to admit that and reach out. And so I would encourage people that don't struggle or aren't struggling currently, that you would check on your friends, check on the people that you work with, check on the people that you love and interact with, because you just never know what someone is carrying, especially like right now, right? And we're in the middle of just unprecedented times in the world. Loneliness has skyrocketed. And I guess is bringing to light more of a problem that I think, Sean, you and I both agree was an issue prior to, the state of the world today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, very good what you just said, everything you said. I particularly feel this as well, just because since I've been in the military, I've seen so many people bring such a tragic end to their life at their own hands, and a lot of it is to do with just that hopeless feeling. Sometimes you feel that because of some of the things that we've seen and things that we've been through, and it's hard to raise a family when you're moving around and everything. But the big thing I really want to say, because Reed, I kind of hope he shows up on Monday. We have a common friend about a year and a half ago did the exact same thing, and now this just recently on the 10th, and then of course it being close to Remembrance Day, it just really hits you hard. And I just wanted to say that if anyone that is serving, just understand that there are people out there that you might have influenced during your time period being in the service, and that care about you. So please, you're never too macho. And even females can be alpha males there as well. Like, you're never too, don't think that you're an island. There are people out there that care for you. Please reach out.
Well, I think, one of the things that's been helpful for me as I've grown and just kind of come to grips with my own, bouts of depression, is that I'm not alone in those feelings either, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if whatever your personality type is, any of those things, there's freedom in that. But, a couple weeks ago, we talked about kindness and how kindness matters and those things. And I would just say that I think that now more than ever, we need to have those things. And so when you feel that stir that you should say something positive to somebody, I would just encourage you to do so. Because you just never know what that does, right? That might be the light. That might be the difference. 100% might be the difference, right?
I completely agree with that too. Because you just
you may never know, and it's not for you to know, right? It's not. But just that quick reach out, that quick call, just that moment of passing in a hallway. Hey man, I think you're doing a great job, man. You what? I care about you. I think in our group, we're pretty open with our feelings, right? And I can tell you that's helpful for me to be in a world like that. And I appreciate that not everyone has those things in place.
Yeah,
So I would
absolutely.
just encourage you, if you can hear these words, please be the light in the world. Like,
Yeah.
some I've been kind of listening to, and I listened to a couple weeks ago, and resonating with me is that none of us individually have the power to change the world, but you can definitely change your corner of the world. And if we all do a better job of maintaining our corners, eventually the world will change. And I would encourage you just to take care of your corner of the world. Be brave enough to have a conversation that matters. Even if that is asking someone if they're okay. I remember, one time, and I don't, this is always feels weird to talk about these things, but is just asking someone if they were okay. And they were like, yeah. And like their response, I just felt like there wasn't. I was like, no, for real. Are you really okay? Like, don't give me that bullshit quick. Yeah. And they weren't okay. And that's, they were able to get help and do those things. And
It's amazing if you're direct.
Yeah,
you'll get a direct answer, and sometimes it's
yeah.
better just to be direct. Don't be feeling that it's
and it's
uncomfortable. Yeah, it works. It really does.
It's easy just to be. Well, it's easy to be.
Yeah,
flipping about how you doing and I'm all right. But if you feel it, man, you just gotta act like.
That's it.
We just gotta be better. We just gotta be better.
So, but rest in peace.
Well, I mean, I know, and I don't know. I guess I'm just ignorant to this, Sean. In the States, I know that there's the 22 movement. You do things for 22, whatever it is.
Yeah, they do that up here as well.
Yeah, we feel like 22.
It's great. 22 push-ups, whatever. Yeah. It's great. It's fantastic.
Just awareness.
It is awareness. It is awareness, and I really appreciate it. I think that we should also just be able to. Yeah, we're doing push-ups. We're doing this. We're doing that.
Yeah.
That's great. Let's just have the conversation as well. Here.
Well, and listen. Words without action is death. Right.
Yeah.
That's the spot.
Here in Canada, there's a thing there. The Bell, the company Bell is doing. It's called Let's Talk. They usually do it in January, right in the beginning of the year. I think that maybe you could do it a couple more times there, because I really do think that it's doing great things in order for getting people together and talking about just their issues mentally, what you're going through. So please, also, hey guys, gals, reach out to each other, be kind to each other, find out how we're all doing. Let's not leave anybody behind on this, eh? Yeah. So
listen, you matter. You matter to us. You matter to me. Like, if you're in my life, it's I appreciate what you bring. And so just please know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. All right.
Let's move on.
This is something we should probably talk about more. I don't want to be the one that
we can absolutely. I'm not trying to. We do have to get onto the show. And here's the thing: we're going to be talking about it more, and I want more people to reach out. There's a person I need to call. I'll be calling you later. You know who you are, and let's do this. Let's keep this going. Anyways, this is episode 16.
Let's get dirty. Let's just get dirty and do the work together, right? Like that's let's get outside of ourselves and do it. Real quick, Sean's personal loss. You can find the information on our Facebook page. There's a GoFundMe to help his family with these things, and so if you feel so led, please dive in there. If you're a praying person, we probably cover your prayers for this too. So
absolutely.
Thank you.
All
right, episode 16. Here we are, back at it.
Yeah.
I have a question.
16. Yeah, go for it.
It's been a busy week. We want to touch on the sports that have been going on. The Masters is going on, which is a great thing. As golfers, we try to pay attention to the PGA. We don't talk about it a lot because we feel like it's probably boring. But the Masters is going on now. It's pretty cool. NBA's talking about ramping back up. That's interesting for me, and I know for Sean too, just to kind of see how they're going to play that out. More importantly, it's football season.
Height of it. The height of it.
Right in the midst. This is like, and
I got plenty of questions for you coming down for this week, man.
We got a lot of things to cover.
There's plenty of things to dissect.
Things to cover. But first, this is what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about a couple of what I would like to call insignificant memories. Okay. These are moments of games that didn't matter that you will never forget. And so it's a regular season game. It's not a championship game. It might not even be your team. Like for me, it's not even my team.
Mm-hmm.
It's a moment in time.
But it's things that etched in your mind.
I'll never forget.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But in the grand scheme of things, don't really matter. So for me, I believe the year is 19. I don't know. Let's just say it's the mid 80s. Right. I don't want to age myself too much. I'm a little boy. My parents are on vacation somewhere. I'm staying with my grandparents. My grandpa lets me stay up, because on the West Coast, Monday Night Football used to be later, and it was late. And so I got to stay up late. I'm in elementary school, right? First or second grade. And I get to stay up late to watch Monday Night Football with my grandpa, right? And it's the Raiders, and I don't know who else. And that's why it's insignificant, because I don't know all the details.
But you do remember the Hank Williams Jr. song, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's all Hank Williams. It's like it's everything, right? It's the bowl of ice cream, it's drinking a soda after dinner, all that cool stuff, right? This is back in the day, right? This is prime grandpa sitting in his chair, having a smoke, watching football,
waiting for all his rowdy friends to come over tonight.
Yeah, and I was his rowdy friend. 7-year-old Brad was rowdy on that Monday night. And I remember watching the game, and just being excited for all those things. And watching Napoleon McCullum, who was a running back for the Raiders. I probably should look this up beforehand, but off the top of my head, he was number 41. That seems to be etched in my brain. Yeah. And he jumps across the pile, lands on his left leg, and just gets obliterated. And I watched his knee bend backwards for the first time. Yeah. Oh. I didn't have that reaction. I would today because I didn't know what that felt like, but I'll always remember. And then I watch they go get the air cast and the stretcher and all those things. But for me, that was I still think about that to this day.
Yeah.
That game, there's always this silly moments of, regular, not even superstars. Cause we could talk about all the memories we have of, game winning shots that, Michael Jordan hit, right. There's, all that stuff, the shot in Cleveland, the shrug in Portland, all that stuff. Right. Some of the shots that Kobe hit, but it's those things, you know what I mean? I remember those. These weird moments. I remember Kevin Garnett and Carmelo Anthony getting into a fight and during one of the games, and it was a fight. And Kevin Garnett's famous for trash talk, right, and all those things. And it came out after the game that this is not Pete. I'm sorry, Mom, if you listen to this. Kevin Garnett told Carmelo Anthony that his wife Lala, who's a famous MTV personality, tasted like Honey Nut Cheerios. And that set Carmelo off the brim. Yeah.
I don't think I'd be taking that one. Just like
But here's the thing.
Words.
But here's the thing: if your wife doesn't taste like Honey Nut Cheerios, then you're not upset. His reaction let me know.
There we go.
That's the level of trash talk, right? You can say whatever you want to say, but and be upset. But he went from them talking to him, he just punched him right in the mouth. He had to be mildly accurate on something.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
I don't know. Maybe, right?
I don't know. Man. Okay, I'm going to talk about a memory here. My dad took me to this old exhibition stadium. We're talking about 1984. Watching the Toronto Blue Jays against the Oakland Athletics at home. And I knew we had a decent team. I really didn't know. So 1984, I was 12. So just really starting to come into my sportsdom. But that was my first ever live baseball game, right?
Yeah.
And Exhibition Park is now where BMO Field is, where the Toronto FC play now. That's around the same area. Anyways, though, so that's also the place where who was it? Dave Winfield ended up getting charged for killing a seagull because he went and he threw a baseball at it. And
oh yeah,
yeah. He was playing for the Yankees at the time. Yeah. So that was kind of a big thing. Anyways, so yeah. So here we are. We're watching the Athletics, and the Athletics were ahead. by 3 runs. And I remember Lloyd Mosby. I don't know why I liked Lloyd Mosby so much. He was a Blue Jay, right?
Yeah.
Outfielder. And I just liked him because my dad told me, he's like, yeah, he's a good player. You know what I mean? I had no idea what his stats was or anything, but my dad told me he's a good player, so therefore he's a good player. And then he lived up to lived up to what my dad said. He had a grand slam that day, and I'm just like, we won the game, and I was completely ecstatic. And 1984, buddy, there was a completely whatever. It's one of the games out of the 162 you got to play.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It was also something that is just like, man, I love this. I love sitting there.
Well, yeah, maybe that's the thing. Maybe we call them insignificant, but maybe they're like formative in some way, right? I remember we didn't always have this rule. We currently have a rule in my family that we don't leave sporting events early, no matter the score. And that stems from my brother and I, our buddy Josh, and somebody else. There was 4 of us. Went to a Mariners game.
Yeah.
We had some good seats because we have a hookup at some point, and so we're sitting like right on top of the dugout, and they're great seats. And it's like a Wednesday night in a big lost season, so there's not a lot of people, and so it's like an 8-run. Oh, wait, hold on. I have some daddy duty here. Hold on, just real quick. 1 sec.
Well, it looks like it's time for Brad to start getting busy here. Look at this. So right now, for those that can't see, Brad is right now getting ready to get some snack packs out, looks like. And he is challenged. I mean, when you have sausage fingers, it's difficult to open up a small little thing of Welch's snack pack. Yes. So anyways, very interesting, some of these games here. I did want to talk about the shot back in during the 2019 run there, 2018-2019 season.
Sorry about that. That was
that's fine, man.
For some reason, Welch's has decided to make their fruit snacks inoperable for little kids. So
was there a snack pack? The big old sausage fingers with Brad trying to open
snack packs.
There you go.
As we do in this house, but unable to open them. So
I wanted to talk about the shot.
Yeah, go ahead, get there.
Game 7, 76ers, Raptors last year. And to me, you have to think about the last time the Raptors were in a position like that to really move on and look like they have a chance, right? So just back in 2016, they went to the conference finals against Cleveland and got smoked. The year before, they were taken out in the second round by Cleveland, right? And so Cleveland was the bane of the existence. So no LeBron James in the division at that moment because he went over to the Lakers first year. And here we are with Kawhi Leonard. And that shot, man, that last shot against the 76ers, Game 7, 1, 2 on the other side, 3, 4. The 4 bounces, bounce on this side of the rim, bounce on the other side of the rim, and then in. And I'm just there going, oh my goodness. Like,
I'll never forget Kawhi posing like an old jail photo. Like
right?
The guys that were going to jail and they were like down, and like that's what he looked like on the sideline.
That's exactly it. He was down in this. I got some Croatian friends. They call it the Croatian crouch. He was down like that, just down into that crouch. And I'm looking at it going, oh my. And still there was murals up in Toronto about that. It's just absolutely amazing. So it's insignificant it's significant as far as going to the next round, but insignificant because it wasn't a championship game or anything, but it was championship caliber basketball. And I think it really put basketball steady onto the map of Canada.
Yeah. This is a side note, and it's probably a cultural thing to not say, but like yesterday I ran across a guy at work who showed up at his job site looking for a different job site, and he was asking me for directions, and he told me, he was like, I'm Croatian, I'm not good with maps. I was like, you're driving a truck, homie. Like, what do you mean? Like, why are you? What does that have to do with anything, man? Like, it's just down the road. But like, that's how he led the conversation. He was like, "Forgive me, I'm Croatian. I'm not good with maps." I was like, instead, just showed up with the wrong address.
You're good. You're good.
I thought it was a one-off, and now I'm wondering if it wasn't a one-off because, of that. So,
oh man.
Anyway, middle like Wednesday night games or whatever. Mariners are down 8 runs going into the 8th. Everyone starts to leave. There's like no exaggeration, maybe 500 people left in the ballpark by the visitors half of the 8th, which is the first half, for you non-sports folks. Which, by the way, you non-sports folks, man, we love and appreciate you guys so much. Like, thanks for sticking. This is a crazy thing for us, is we ever realized we have a fan base that doesn't really care about sports, and so thank you. We love you. You guys are amazing. So top of the 8th, and I can't remember who they're playing. Like, this is the thing. It's so silly. Like, I don't even know who they're playing.
Truly insignificant.
Yeah. And then, most people are leaving, right? It's Wednesday night, and it's like, it's late in the season, meaning that it's, kind of cold at night and, whatever. And so the Mariners come up in the bottom of the 8th and they score like 3 runs, right? And everyone's, kind of whatever. And like, for real, no joke, there's 500 people left in the stands. Like, it's like the ushers don't even care at this point. Everyone's moving down.
Right.
To be close to the stadium, they're close to the field, and the ushers don't care because there's nobody left
there. Yeah.
It looks like a minor league ballpark. And they run through the 9th or whatever, come in the bottom of the 9th. And I'll be damned if those boys didn't score 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th and win it.
So this is the rule that you said, that you don't leave a ball game or anything.
You don't leave for nothing. And we've seen some great comebacks because of it. We've seen some improbable things, and it set us up to be like, I'm one of 500 people that saw this thing happen live. I'm sure a bunch of people saw it on TV or whatever, right?
I've never had that happen to me live.
Dude, it was so crazy. It's like you're like, what? Like, as it's all breaking apart, you're like, holy, like, it's amazing.
Never happened live at an event. Well, no, that's not true. I mean, I told you about that one in '84, but that was totally different as far as just like I really wasn't invested, right? Like now.
Well, even like with baseball, it's interesting because there's, if it's 4 runs or less, you got
a chance. You got a chance.
Yeah. It was 6 runs.
You still got a chance. Depending on how many innings you have. Yeah.
Well, 6. I mean, I'm saying if you're going to the bottom of the 9th, which is in the 9th,
4 runs, you're in striking distance. 6 runs.
Yeah, you're within 4 runs. You got some work. If it's more than 4 runs, like it's more than, because with 4 runs, potentially a swing of the bat ties the game. That's
it. Yeah, that's exactly it. So that's why, I mean, it's like, man, absolutely, it's still doable.
Yeah.
But I never happened live as far as like usually when my team was down bad, usually stayed bad when I was live. It was just like it was no coming back, right?
But like it's almost worth it for that one that comes across, right? Like that one time that you hit it and you just feel that like it just solidifies your spot with the team.
Well, I told you about that in August, right?
Yeah.
When the Leafs were down so bad and then they came back to tie and win. And you would think that somebody like me would have learned my lesson as far as that's concerned, as far as
100% think that you wouldn't learn your lesson, but no, that's another conversation for another day.
Yeah. Man, oh man. But I remember, so like there's so many instances. I already given off 2, but as far as just something that just you remember forever, and I think you remember this, was that Monday Night Football game, Bo Jackson and his Raiders against your Seahawks. And hey, don't turn away against your Seahawks. And what was
first time I've ever that was the first time I was ever conflicted as a sports fan. Because I love the Seahawks, right? I mean, that's Brian Bosworth, and that's like our, he's just larger than life persona.
I hear you. You challenged me on that one there too, when you were talking about, you hate all Kansas City Royals. Yeah. It's like, you hate Bo Jackson. It's like,
I had a Bo Jackson poster on my wall.
Yeah.
I probably had 2 of them.
Well, he was a freak.
Now that I think about it.
Freak of nature, that guy. Freak of
And
nature.
I watch him just destroy my team, and it was terrible.
Can you imagine if that guy still was able to play? Okay. People they talk about Dion Sanders like he's the OG of this, but he's not. It is Bo Jackson, but Bo Jackson, just that knee injury there really ended up.
It was his
taking him
hip.
out.
I remember watching the game.
Knee and hip, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The guy tackled him. They're playing the Cincinnati Bengals. It's like
Yeah.
a sweep to the right, and the guy grabs his leg, and Bo tries to rip his leg out, and then pop that and tore that hip out, and they just didn't. Like the medical staff didn't get there. And it was a couple days too late. That nerve never regenerated, and it was never the same. But I remember watching the game. I remember him getting hurt. I remember him being on the sideline, and one of his kids was on the sideline with him. And it was like one of the first times I remember an athlete that I was interested in getting hurt. You know what I mean? And knowing like what that meant.
Because he was like a real live Superman. You know what I mean? Like the plays he was doing.
He was must see TV.
Yeah, because I remember him
in two different sports. There's no one like that.
Yeah, he was a highlight reel in both. Remember when he made that catch? He made that catch and he ran up the wall. Like he ran up the center field wall.
You know how hard that is to do it?
That is impossible to do. Like there are maybe like how much on my hand? A handful of people that could do that. That have that athleticism.
Ken Griffey Jr. has that range.
That's right.
We've seen that.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson.
Like what an impossible.
And maybe Mike Trout. Maybe Mike Trout right now.
And then and then doing what he did to the Boz.
Yeah.
It just made the Boz look like
it's
a child.
You make a great point about Dion. And here's what I'll say. I love me some Dion Sanders.
Oh, I love Dion Sanders too. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
As a personality, it's Dion's greater than Bo, right? Because Bo is more quiet and reserved, and that wouldn't be his thing. But Bo Jackson, if he doesn't get hurt, I think is a Hall of Famer in two sports.
Easily. Because here's the thing that I didn't even know. I remember I was watching one of the documentaries there, and he never worked out a day in his life.
No.
This was just him. This was him. This is all him naturally. It's the way he was.
Yep.
And I remember, like they had rap songs after him. They had like everything. And the thing is that Bo was a freak of nature, could play at a high level at these sports. And who knows what could have happened if he was healthy the whole entire way through. And guess what? If modern the way modern medicine is, they probably would have had him fixed up, ready to go back out there, right?
Yeah,
the injuries that we're looking at now,
they didn't know that was even a thing.
Exactly. The injuries they have now, people are coming back from, where back then.
They said is what happened is I guess like the nerve got severed when that hip came out of joint, is the way I understand it, and that the blood flow wasn't restored to that nerve in time, and so it could never regenerate. And then he wasn't able to fire off correctly off that leg. And that's just the thing is that Dion is an exceptional football player. He did well enough at baseball to be able to play baseball, and. In some of these things that I've watched, people have, professional scouts and those things have said if Dion only played baseball, he could have been a Hall of Fame player. Right?
Yeah, but that's whatever. If he
worked at it, he could have been, right?
Yeah.
If he worked at it.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson would have been if he hadn't have gotten hurt.
Yeah, easily. And that's the thing. I totally agree with you. I just want you to set up that play, though, buddy.
I can't.
Oh, come on. You could do it.
It hurts my soul.
No, you could do it. You need to face this.
Which one? There's two. There's two, Sean. There's at least two.
All right. The one that he kept on running right through. Just kept on running right through the tunnel.
I don't even know where that thing started at. It started on the other end of the field. Yeah. I don't know if it was 80 or 90 yards.
And he just couldn't stop.
He just comes to the line, meets the ball, and then was like the hype thing, right? All week long. The amount of media that we had at that time, all anybody would talk about was that game. What would the matchup be between Brian Bosworth and Bo Jackson? and Bo Jackson left zero doubt. It might even have ended the Boz's career. Like it might have been so detrimental to his mental state that he couldn't have got there. So, sorry, I have the peanut.
I hear it. Yeah.
It's very one second.
So if you didn't know, this does hurt Brad. Brad is conflicted against this, but man, oh man, he's doing a good job. Let's keep encouraging him to go on with this story.
So, super big matchup between the Boz and Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson comes through the middle. Boz lines him up, and Bo Jackson just puts his shoulder down to get there.
Brad's a busy man. If you didn't know, Brad does have 5 children. So Nikki sometimes will let Brad take care of the kids. And, well, they have enough kids to go around. So she might take half to go to Costco, and he has the other half, I think.
I have all the kids.
Oh, there we go.
I'm a real dad. I don't play games with this shit. You can manage my children.
Yeah,
I don't babysit. I just take care of my kids.
Bang up job.
So Brian Bosworth squares up in the hole. This is how all my conversations are. Like I got witnesses. If you come to my house and we talk, like this is how it goes. Like I'm mid-story, I have to stop, open some fruit snacks, promise to buy a toy that they'll forget about in 5 minutes, and then get back to my story. Because commercials are terrible, man. Like they see these commercials and they're like, I want to. I'm like, yeah. I promised to buy the entire toy store selection.
It's the same as us, though, right? Like the He-Man collection. I was like, I need a He-Man. No, you
don't. I feel like I have some empathy for my parents, and also for my kids, because you see it, and you want it, and
yeah.
You're being targeted by a marketing team that understands how to.
Thanks, Mattel.
Suck it, Mattel. So, Bo Jackson comes to this whole hyped out game. Everyone's waiting for this collision, right? We're waiting for it for weeks, Sean.
Hey, Hank Williams Jr. was singing about it, man.
Matchup.
Do you want to drink?
Hype matchups I'd ever even had known.
Do you want to party?
And then
Monday Night Football, buddy.
And this is Brian Bosworth, and Brian Bosworth squares him up, and Bo Jackson says,
he ran right through him. This is
not
huge
only
man,
ran through
Brian
him,
Bosworth.
he hit him so hard the rest of the defense went like, and then Bo kept running.
Brian Bosworth.
He ran so fast that he couldn't slow down in the 8 yards of the end zone. And he had to trot up the tunnel of the Kingdom. And no one knew where he went. His teammates had to go up there and get him and bring him back out because he got lost in the labyrinth of the Kingdom.
The worst part is that Brian Bosworth was not a bad football player. But there might have been a little bit too much hype going with the Boz at that point. You know what I mean? Because as soon as that happened, he still had a great career, but
he didn't have a great career. He barely had a career.
A decent career. Not okay. If he was a 5th rounder, he would have had a great career.
For sure.
But he was a first rounder.
So listen, what I just told you is bad enough, right? But then later in the game, on the goal line, so closer, right? I mean, we had a long run of 60 plus yards, probably 80 plus, whatever it was.
Right.
So then, and I remember being like, all right, we got him. Like, this is where Boz shines, right? Like he got him on that one, but he had a head of steam. Like this is the spot. Goal line, same play. Boz is in the hole. Bo Jackson just hits him and runs him over like he's a 6-year-old.
It was never the same.
It's obliterated. No, it's just, man, like in football, your linebackers are like the biggest, most athletic, bad dudes, right? And like in this era, the late 80s era of NFL football, like before they were still allowed to tackle and hit and do all those things.
Yeah.
Linebackers were it.
Yeah.
From the baddest man walking.
Yeah.
Because you had like the guys up front that played defensive line were a little bit bigger, but they weren't as coordinated, weren't as fast. That's why they played D-line, right?
Right.
At that stage. Now you have freaks of nature playing D-line. Like this isn't today's football. I'm talking about the 80s football.
Yeah.
You just had big guys that weren't very mobile and they could just, smash into each other like two cars playing, crash up derby. But the linebackers were like the baddest dudes, right? Like those are the guys like just were, and then to watch your baddest dude just get destroyed by a running back.
Not any running back, though. I mean, come on.
I know, but still at that stage, in that world, at that point in the time, like the baddest dudes that I had seen, because Jim Brown's probably in the world of his own.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't get to see Jim Brown play live.
No, we didn't. No.
But
I got to see, you want to know my exposure?
And like the Walter Paytons, at that point, like they weren't strong like that. I mean, they could take contact and keep going, but they were more elusive.
Well, yeah, I think Jim Brown though was pretty powerful there.
Yes, I'm just saying at my 8 or 10-year-old self's purview of the world, right? The best running backs were fast and nimble and crafty.
So let me ask you a question.
They weren't that.
Let me ask you a question. Does Derrick Henry remind you of Bo Jackson?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Same here.
A lot.
Yeah.
Man. That's probably why, now that you say that, it's probably why I like Derrick Henry so much.
That's probably why. Yeah, exactly. Hey, thank you very much for sharing, Brad. I know that was difficult. You had to go through it, though. Yeah. I hope that you feel some closure to that.
Hey, I don't feel any closure. I've been dealing with it for 30 years of my life. Every time, and I don't know if you can relate to this at all, because I just don't know. You can tell me if you can do or not. But those highlights pop up every now and again.
Oh, they pop up all the time, buddy.
And yes. And so there's other highlights that pop up that when I see them, they just hurt my feelings. Right?
Yeah.
And typically that highlight would be one that just hurts my feelings, and I would just watch it and, deal with that emotion and move on.
Yeah.
But I'm half excited to see it, which also that makes me also feel bad.
It does, yeah, because I feel like you're going against your team a little. Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. It feels like I'm wearing someone else's jersey. And I know that's hard for you because
Okay. You know what? I got actually you just brought a great segue in here, because one of my bosses, his name is Adam.
What's his name?
Adam. Very nice guy.
Hey, Adam, I'm sorry about the CFL comments.
Anyways,
I'm sorry you feel the way that's like a backhanded apology. I don't mean that.
I know you don't mean that.
Thanks for voicing your opinion about the CFL, Adam. I'll give it another chance whenever they start playing.
Yeah. Well, Adam, I really do think that you should come on the Monday Night Live there, maybe talk a little bit about CFL there with us. I mean, we have nothing against the CFL. As a matter of fact, that I am the only person that keeps talking about the CFL, even though they're not even playing. But the thing
I'll argue that I talk more about the CFL than most Canadians do, even though it's trash talk.
Oh,
so
maybe,
Adam, everybody else, Mondays. We'll give you a live link. You can come on.
Come on. Yeah, come on, because we need to hear this. But anyways, though, so he actually offered me a Buffalo Sabres jersey, and I said, yeah, okay, I'll grab it. And of course, I'm looking at him though, because I'm there going, "You're a Montreal Canadiens fan. What are you doing with the Buffalo Sabres jersey?" He goes, "Well, it was the first game I ever went to. It was in Buffalo against Buffalo." So it made sense to me. So there you go, Brad. People do have other jerseys just because, some sentiment here. We're in Canada. We're allowed to be sentimental. It's good. We also like maple syrup.
Well, I love maple syrup.
I know you do.
Love maple syrup.
But you ain't wearing another jersey. Oh, man. Hey, listen, we have a lot to uncover.
Are you and Adam the same size?
Roughly, yeah. Like Adam's a larger man. Yeah.
Good. That was my question, is if that jersey was going to fit you. But.
Yeah. No. I was looking at Adam. I made sure, right? Because it's like
size them up before you said yes.
Yeah. It's like I'm not going to accept something that looks like I'm just got the hang in the back here.
You can't do that.
No, not at all.
Listen, I promise. As much as I give you crap for having other jerseys and hats and whatever else you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you display one.
So you remember Corey? He was on the show, episode 3. You weren't available. He came on. So he was like the president of the mess for the the Master Sailors and below, which would have
The what?
Master Sailors. We just changed our rank structure. So yeah.
Oh, what was it before though?
No, man. Master Seaman and below. Anyways, so
I would tell everybody that. I feel like I'm one of those after having a baby after vasectomy. Like I feel like I'm a master Seaman.
Well, you know what I don't like? Here's what I don't like is that they just changed it. I'm out of this rank. It doesn't even affect me, but it's just like, man, I had to go through all this and hear all the jokes from my civilian friends. Now all you guys coming in is just like, sailor first class, sailor. I'm like, damn.
Maybe there was too much bullying because someone wanted to change it. That's
Oh,
unfortunate.
I'm sure, right? But the thing is, man, is like, I don't know, sometimes you just get ornery, maybe. I don't know, man.
Sometimes things are just funny.
It's good. Listen, Master
Sometimes
Sailor.
it's funny. Like it's not a shot. It's just funny.
Master Sailor does sound a lot better than what it was.
It does sound better, but look, here's the thing about like that is that some things are just funny, and if they just have pertain to you, you shouldn't take it personally. This is how it is.
Yeah,
you can walk into any group of guys. Like I'll put this out there, and if you think I'm wrong, I'll gladly accept your criticism. If there's a group of at least 3 guys standing in any part of the world, right?
Yeah.
And you walk into that group of guys and you say the word semen in a sentence,
you're gonna get something.
You'll at least get 2 Snickers.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah.
So it's not offensive. It's fine. It's funny.
It is, but I think
guys, it's just that shit.
I know. I just think that they decided to change it because of the Snickers, I guess. It's like whatever.
Just let me laugh.
It's done. It's done. Anyways, so to get back to the story, he had DeMar DeRozan Raptors jersey, and I think DeMar DeRozan and who was on the Leafs there at the time? Oh my gosh, Phil Kessel, I think a Kessel jersey. Both those guys got traded. I'm just like, oh man, that blows. He's like, I know.
It's funny because like that's always I talk about that quite a bit when we talk about buying jerseys, and now you can get an assurance from the NFL website. It's called Jersey Assurance. I think the NBA website does it too. If you buy one from the official team store and that player gets traded or cut within a year, you can return that jersey and get a different one.
That's funny.
Which leads me to the point: don't buy jerseys unless you like the player.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I totally agree with you with that.
Man,
yeah,
that's not hard. I got some jerseys that I wear of players that are no longer with the team. You know why? Because I was big fans of those players.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Buy a generic jersey with no player on it. That's how you feel.
Well, you saw me. I bought because it was cheap. I bought that Boston Celtics jersey. Buddy was already traded. I'm like, that's a good deal. That's a good deal, man.
Yeah. I laugh when you say it, but I'm 100% the same way. I'm like, I love that guy. That jersey's half off. Shit.
Half off? That's mine. That sounds like the right price.
So I got my second Marshawn Lynch jersey. I was like, well, I can't buy another Marshawn jersey at full price.
But it's in Buffalo. Well.
Then when he retired, I'm not buying a Buffalo Marshawn jersey.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
You have to celebrate his whole entire career, Brad.
I'm not paying money for anyone else's jersey.
Brad,
Sean.
You have to celebrate his whole entire career. He was
I will.
Buffalo
Listen,
Bill.
Yes, I'm not paying money for it.
Listen, somebody send Brad.
And it was $1,
somebody send Brad a Buffalo Bills Marshawn Lynch jersey, please. Let this man have it, and then he'll have to wear it so that he can show everybody how much he loves Marshawn Lynch. Yes. Somebody do this. Please. I beg you. All right, week 10.
That's 2 times now.
Week 10, buddy.
Boz and Buffalo Marshawn.
I love you, though, Brad. I love you, buddy.
You do. I love you, too.
All right.
Sean, we missed, before we get into the NFL season, which I know is something we both want to touch on, is I thought I could make it back this week for beer of the week. Didn't make it. Maybe next week. I thought I'd bring a Bloody Mary on, and then Sean chastised me about how terrible of an idea that was because it's not a Caesar. So
It's not a Caesar.
Sean, do you have a beer that you want to showcase?
I do. So I've been enjoying
this
your
second beer already. So I feel like
second one. That's right. Yeah. So Adam also told me about BC beer to pick up. It's a winter ale. Unfortunately, they didn't have it at the beer store that I was at. So Adam, I'm sorry, but I ended up getting this one here. It's from Propeller. They're also here in Dartmouth. There we go. Dartmouth. It's a porter London style ale, man. Nice, dark beer. That's why it's going down so nice and sweet.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You probably can't read the writing on this here. This is no, you can't read it at all. Yeah. So
just tell us.
Yeah. So this is from the Beer Fest in Chambly, Quebec. And so when I went there with a buddy of mine. And
hey, real quick, I'm gonna let you tell this story. This is a very important distinction between Canadian beer festivals and American beer festivals. So I want you to tell that story while I go off camera for a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So we went to Chambly, and it was like $10 to get in, but it got you this glass. And here you are, and you're just basically, I think it was like $2 to $3 per beer in order to just sample these beers. Keep the same glass. They just sprayed it out, trying all these different beers. Oh my goodness. There was this one beer there from BC, and it had a chili flakes in the beer, man. It was a porter with chili flakes. So good. So anyways, though, it didn't matter.
I think that I've had that beer. In Anacortes, close where I live, we do this thing called Beer in the Pier. And it turns out that it's a big festival and all the vendors come in, like you're saying, right? And everyone's got their beer for tasting. And when you walk in, you get this glass.
Ah, look at that. Yeah, but you see,
there's
a difference. There's a difference between Quebec and Washington, okay? So Quebec is everything's a little bit of style, a little bit of distinction, right? Yeah. Look at yours. Yours looks like a test tube. Mine at least looks
this is terrible. Like I appreciate the thing, but and the logo is cool. Some little hops there, beer, and then they spell beer the proper way.
Mine's spelt with the I-E-R. Yeah.
That's how this is too, because they on the pier, right? Like it's a clever thing. It's also, it's American, right? So it's sponsored by People's Bank.
Okay. But look at mine. It's a nice. This is a nice glass. I mean,
I love, man. Listen, man.
Yours seriously looks like a test tube. Yes, I'm beer.
It's Try a shooter. They get all pissed off. They're like, "No, you should savor it." I'm like, "Then give me some more." Like I'm shooting.
All right. Were you surprised with that Titans Colts game?
Yeah,
I was shocked. Special teams.
Special teams all the way. Interesting to me, special teams wins or loses, or often both, right? Wins for one, loses for another. One game a year.
Oh, this is more than one game. Like the Titans have a real problem with Gostowski, but it wasn't Gostowski's fault. Yeah.
It's not. It's the punter's fault too.
The punter shank one, 17
and they
yards.
got one blocked in return for a touchdown.
Blocked in return for a touchdown. So you have short field position. And then the kicker, Gostowski missed. So that's 17-point shift right there. That's 34 points. If you were to look at that, you could look at the Tennessee Titans technically winning this game. Special teams lost this game.
Yep.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is there's one contest every year where special teams loses for one and wins for the other, because it wasn't just the missed kick by Gostowski.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's the special teams from them getting through and knocking, blocking that punt.
You're correct.
That's the thing. And it's unbelievable when it happens on that level, and you see it, because the Colts are a good team. I don't know if they played anybody. It feels like, they're 5-2, right? They weren't slouches.
No. But the thing is now is that they're number one. They're number one in their division. They've just beat the Titans.
I don't know. I know that Indianapolis is a good defense. DeForest Buckner coming over from the 49ers has made a massive impact for them.
Yeah.
I just don't know how you don't feed Derrick Henry the ball. I don't know.
Well, he got 100 yards. It's not like he wasn't a slouch.
I agree, but they didn't give it to him. It wasn't a
He didn't
typical
take over
Derrick
the
Henry game where he was just pound. Like you typically Titans games, fourth quarter, they don't want to tackle Derrick Henry anymore because he's already inflicted his will.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have we watched a Tennessee Titan game in the fourth quarter and Derrick Henry gets a run of 30 yards or more?
Oh no, absolutely. But
it's all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't want to tackle him no more. They're tired of. I don't want to tackle him no more.
Yeah, the Colts defense is what's winning them games.
Yeah, my buddy Daniel put up this thing the other day, and it was a question. It was, would you rather be tackled by Khalil Mack or try to tackle Derrick Henry?
It's a hard question, man.
It's not hard at all. No, I'd rather be tackled by Khalil Mack, and that's terrifying. Really? I'm not saying that's not a slight of Mr. Mack.
I don't know.
Don't hit me.
Yeah.
But I feel like if Khalil Mack's going to hit me, I wouldn't do like that. I don't know. Have you guys seen you guys get the James Harrison commercial? And have you seen that commercial?
No, man.
You know who James Harrison is?
I know who James Harrison is, yes.
There's this commercial. It's for DraftKings, which is an online betting deal. And one of the things you win is to get tackled by James Harrison. And he shows up in this guy's house. I'll send it to you. And they're like dancing around a table, and he's like, "Please don't hurt me, Mr. Harrison." He's like, "I only get paid if I tackle you." And like he runs out the front door, and then he like stops in his front yard, and James Harrison just cleans him out. Like it's hilarious.
Is it like the Office linebacker, man? You remember that?
Very
back
similar.
In the 2000s? Yeah.
It's very similar to that. But I feel like if Khalil Mack was going to tackle me, I could at least brace. I would cover the ball and hold on and like brace for impact, right? You can't tackle Derrick Henry bracing for impact.
No, but
I don't want to end like Josh Norman. I love my kids. I want them to see me in a different light.
Well, that's it. I mean, you know, you are going to be probably. You are probably.
Listen, if Khalil Mack tackles you, at least you can go home. Like, yeah, he caught me, kid. Sorry, like that was a rough. Like he got me.
Yeah, but what happens if you get tackled the wrong way, man? Your leg snaps.
What better than getting run over?
It's true. I guess there's something. There's something.
One of them. Here's what it feels
psychological that'll happen to you if you get run over.
One of them feels like so getting tackled by Khalil Mack. It feels like, hey, you're going to be in this car, and another car is going to rear end you, right? Probably some damage, but whatever, right? Yeah. The other one is, hey, I want you to stay in this crosswalk, and the car is going to drive through the crosswalk. Like I would rather be in the car. That's all I'm saying.
There's no, yeah.
Still damage. I get it. Still damage. I'm not saying not. I'm just saying that, one's worse than the other. Yeah. They're both terrible. They're both terrible. Like neither one of them is good. One is way worse than the other.
Yeah. I'm looking at this Texans-Browns game.
Are you nervous about that game?
Yeah, I don't think the Browns pull this one off, man. I don't know.
That's so sad to say that, right?
I know. The thing is that the Texans have something to prove right now that we're not a complete dumpster fire, you know? And Browns don't have OBJ, and
you still have Jarvis Landry. You've got Rashard Higgins.
Yeah. I mean, unless something great happens with Baker Mayfield.
You got two good tight ends. You got a decent offensive line.
But we don't have
a good running back.
We have
a solid defense.
Yeah.
How terrible is it? I know all these things about your team and your team sucks.
No.
That's my level of sportsdom.
It's true, though. It's true. I mean, Cleveland, unfortunately, I don't know what it is right now this season. I mean, they have a winning record right now as it is, but you would think that they should be able to run over the Texans, but I just don't see it happening.
You're so jaded.
Yeah, I am a little.
Oh, it's hilarious. I am too. Listen. This is a familiar feeling of mine, and so this is a sympathetic voice when I say you're jaded.
Yeah, it got to be a realist, man. It's like the writing on the wall. The Texans are turning it around. I mean, turning it around is one thing. They're not making the postseason, but they're turning it around.
They're favored by 4 points. The Browns are favored going into this game
by 4 points.
It's a 4-point swing.
Who cares? The 4 points is nothing, man. Jeez.
That's the Texans have 2 wins. They're 2-6.
I know.
And you're favored by 4 points. You're not taking that. You're not taking that bet. You're not taking the 4-point bet.
I say the Browns show up. I say the Browns they're at home. So I'm gonna pick the Browns winning, but it's gonna be close.
You wouldn't bet on them though, right?
No, I wouldn't. No, I
Even
would
with the points?
if I had to like avoid betting on them. I would try to avoid betting on them. Yeah, because it's
Well,
just one of those.
listen,
It's
for all you folks at home, betting on your own team is terrible, and you shouldn't do it.
yeah, it's not good.
Not worth it.
You know.
Not worth it.
Then we have
The loss is
Washington.
bad enough.
It's
A
bad. It's
loss when
bad
it involves money and a loss is terrible.
because you're never betting with your mind. You're always betting with your heart at that point. Then
Yeah, I always like to say it's mine. It's heart or wallet. Which one are you gonna bet with?
pretty much
I'm betting
same
with my
thing.
wallet, and I'm not betting on my own team.
Yeah,
I won't
that's
do it.
Yeah,
I won't. I just refuse to do. I did it once, and I hated myself the entire time.
especially with you guys playing the Rams in LA coming up.
Yeah.
So do you want to hear?
Sean McVay just understands Pete Carroll, and he just kills us. I
Did
think
you
that
wanna hear-
Jeff Fisher, the former coach of the Rams, also had Pete Carroll's number. I think that he left his notebook on how to beat Pete Carroll in his desk, and Sean McVay reads it.
Do you want to know the number, like your defense, how terrible your defense is?
No.
Do you want me to tell you?
I know you can tell for everybody else, but I know you're not going to surprise me.
It's terrible. You're in the bottom third. It's
We're on a
absolutely
historic pace to get on points
it's
allowed,
unbelievable.
and
And
yards allowed.
yeah, exactly. Like your points allowed and yards allowed is huge, but you
Listen,
also have
this is
you
how
also
bad
have
it
the
is.
most potent offense in the league
This
as well.
is how bad. I know.
How do
that's
you
why-
have that? It's crazy.
That's how you have a winning record, Sean.
You have a
Yeah, but
winning
what-
record, but look at this. You have not beaten. You don't have a winning record against teams over 500, and that's going to bite you. And you're about to play
you
the
know why?
Rams.
You know why? Because we are the rest of the way out. We don't play hardly anyone with a record over 500.
Well, thank goodness, right?
We're gonna have
Yeah.
11 wins, even with a terrible defense. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't see
Sorry,
you
it's all
going
good.
past the first round though, unless Carlos Dunlap gets it together or something like that. I don't know. I find it
there's
very
no-
difficult.
Listen,
I
the
find it
way I
very
look
difficult.
at this defense is the same way I look at teams when they go to March Madness. You just need to get hot at the right time, baby.
You know
You gotta
what?
be good all year.
You're absolutely correct. You don't have to be good all year. You just have to be good at the right times. You're absolutely correct.
That's how it works. That's
Yeah.
what I'm holding on to because I know I know it's not good. Right? Here's the thing: for defense for like poor performance, it's points allowed and yards allowed. Right?
Yeah.
Those two records are held by different teams in different years. No
Yeah.
one has ever done it. And I shouldn't say no one. I didn't look it up. But right now, the record is not held by the same team.
It'll be a first. That's actually no. I think you're pretty much spot on that. It's disgusting when you think about it.
It's not disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Works.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting because it's like
listen. If you have hate in your heart, you should let it out.
no, I don't have hate in my heart because you know how much I love Russell Wilson.
You do.
It's just that when you have a look, first off, the O-line is a little suspect on your team. Okay, you got Aaron Donald coming up.
This is the best. This is the best offensive line Russell's had in his career.
Okay,
They're
buddy.
terrible.
Well, I mean that's not saying much, right?
I'm not saying much. I'm just saying it's the best they've had.
The thing is, though, that the Seahawks. I mean, honestly, I think they're going to make postseason as well, and then
Yeah.
from there, it's a crapshoot. it's a crapshoot.
They need to win this game against the Rams, but
They
I
have to.
think that they still just to keep the lead in the division. But I still think that you're remiss if you think that especially if they're going to expand the playoffs out another team. Like there's going to be 3 NFC West teams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Where else are they going to come from?
Yeah, no,
Maybe the NFC South. Maybe
that's about it. Yeah,
I don't know. There's
Well,
2
look
teams
at
in
this.
that division, right? It's
Yeah.
the Saints and the Bucks in that division.
yeah.
So
Oh
the NFC
man,
East is going to have one only because they have to.
were you watching that game there with the geriatric guys there Sunday night and just Tom Brady? I don't know, man. He can't play New Orleans here in Tampa.
What's interesting to me in that is that they set a record for rushing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, with the least amount of rushing attempts? Yeah.
I just can't.
Terrible.
I don't know what you do there.
Yeah. So then we have Washington against the Lions. That's it's neither here or there game as far as I'm concerned. I mean, Washington's still in the hunt. Washington's in the hunt.
They're in the hunt. I will be glad to watch that game come on the red zone for me because I watch
Yeah.
NFL channel red zone when it's not my team. Alex Smith, right? That's a good story.
I like Alex Smith. He's been playing the past couple of games, and I feel bad that nobody's really giving him because it's just like like right
Alex
now.
Smith loves football.
Yeah, he
You know
hasn't
how I know
played in
that?
a while. Yeah,
Because
he's coming back after that vicious injury.
Yeah. Listen, he
Exactly.
could have said no, and he could have just
Exactly.
captured the insurance money and just got
Yes.
paid.
But
But
Alex
instead, he
Smith,
puts himself through all this stuff to come back and potentially, like, he loves the game of football. You can knock him and say a lot of things, and I've said a lot of things about Alex Smith.
yeah.
Listen, I got a 3-year-old that can throw a tennis ball farther than Alex Smith can throw a tennis ball. Like, he does not have a great arm. That 20-yard out is gross.
But here's the thing, though. Okay, so you look at all the
Guys,
inspirational
but
stories.
guys play for him. Guys
Yeah.
play for him.
Well, how can you not? Just
But
seeing
even
what he just went through,
even
right?
before, guys, the defenses love him. His team plays for him.
Dude, he
Right?
was on the
You can say a
Niners,
lot of
brought him
things-
the
you can say a lot of things
NFC
about him.
championship. Yeah. He's a great utility
Yes.
quarterback with moments of brilliance.
He's a fantastic leader.
Yeah. And the thing is that here's my thing about
If
Washington.
Matt Stafford or Matt Ryan had Alex Smith's command of the team, they'd be Hall of Famers.
Yeah, I agree. Like, here's my thing about Washington is that the coach battling cancer, Alex Smith coming back from a potential career-ending injury. You just want to root for this team. It's like, they're not going to go anywhere.
No, not want to root for them. But they're good stories.
They're good stories, and I do want to root. I want them to beat the Lions. If they're playing the Bills, I don't want them to beat the Bills.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You're gonna buy an Alex Smith jersey, right?
Get out of here, man.
Feel it right now. Like a Riviera Strong shirt or something. Like, it's coming. I can hear it in your
They
voice.
don't even have a name yet. It's still they don't even have a name.
How silly is that? I read the article that said that they're not going to even have a name going into next year, and I'm just like,
That's
how do you not? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Get your act together. Jeez,
This has been a conversation for how offensive your name has been for a long time.
Listen,
to change it. How do you not just go with something? What are you doing?
Yeah,
that's so crazy. Like, the expansion teams pick their names faster than these people have picked their names. Like, really, they've had time to think about it. It's dumb. Pick something. Let's go.
Listen, the hockey, man. People were slamming. I remember that back in the 90s. I think Mighty Ducks. What the? You know what I mean? Like,
remember the Washington Bullets and how dumb that conversation was? Was that like the Wizards? I mean, it's not a better name, but whatever.
Abracadabra! We still can't hit the basketball into the hole. Buccaneers Panthers, man. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it's an interesting game.
And it's going to have to be a bounce back for Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And
he will. We know that about him, right?
Yeah, he never does 2 bad games back to back.
4 touchdowns for Tommy this weekend.
I'm not going against that, Brad. Not going against that.
This is what it's going to be. Mark it down.
All right, we got Eagles and the Giants. Woo! Battle for first? No. I say the Giants might be able to beat the Eagles this week.
Might be able to.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that. Carson Wentz sucks.
Wentz sucks. If you have
I think that he's a great person, probably. Like, I don't know anything about him. Everything I think see about him off the field seems to be great, but man, that poor guy.
If you have a look at all the games the Giants have been in, it's been close games that they lost. It hasn't been blowouts.
The talented teams.
Yeah.
The games that they've sucked have been against also sucky teams. Like, I fully think they play down to their competition, or they play at the level of their competition at least.
Yeah. And I think the Giants, they're due to beat the Eagles there. They're due to do it. So that's my prediction anyways. Giants going to beat the Eagles. Now, what do you think about the Packs and the Jags? I'm just wondering what your thought on that is coming up.
I think that it's Packers by 40. That's what I think. 1 second. Kobe's in rare form. She's 4 years old. If you guys saw the last live, it was we're getting Sean to say
Seahawks. Yeah.
Now she feels important. So real quick, hold on.
Oh. This will happen every now and then, and it's amazing just to think about this whole entire new way of doing things when you're recording or anything like that. It used to be like professionalism. It's like, oh, we can't have any noises or anything like that, but it's right now. I think to myself, it's just the best thing, just being able to be close to your family while you're doing things like this. So it's so good. Anyways, we're gonna unpack this here.
Yeah, so thank you for that. Another interruption. Forgive me for this dad life thing that I've got going. Packers Jags. I think Aaron Rodgers throws all over that defense. I think that the Packers, unfortunately, are hitting their strength. Yeah. I know that there's a better quarterback right now than Aaron Rodgers, and that's very offensive to me because I want Russell Wilson to win the MVP this year. But
I think Russell Wilson's done enough to win the MVP. I don't know, but
he's got to keep going. He can't take his foot off the gas because there's always been like
Josh Allen's right behind him, buddy.
Yeah,
you know it too. Come on now, don't even. You know it too.
Sure. It wouldn't surprise me if Josh Allen gets a couple votes. There's a definite Pacific Northwest bias when it comes to these things, and it's come across for all of the sports that we play. And the fact of the matter is, Russell has not done enough to win the votes because he plays in Seattle. If Russell had played somewhere else in a bigger, more Midwestern area like Green Bay or Dallas or somewhere else, he'd have votes. Oh, Russell Wilson's not doing much different this year than he's always been.
You sound like me now. You sound like me when I go on about my conspiracy. Now I know how I sound. When I go on about the league.
Brilliant, right? That sounds brilliant.
Yeah, you do. It's the glasses. Just absolutely. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. You do sound brilliant. Yes, I was wondering why I couldn't put it on. Couldn't put my finger on it there. Now I realize. There it is.
Yeah, Broncos, Raiders, and Broncos. Always a fun match.
Yeah. It's a
way more AFC. Fun when there's fans involved. To be honest with you.
Yeah. It's going to be a good game, though, still. And honestly, the Broncos, they've been surprising me here and there, so who knows? They could upset the Raiders.
Yeah. It's only a 4-point favorite for the Raiders, right? So in Las Vegas.
Yep. No, it's a dandy. It's a dandy. Yeah. Bills, Cardinals. I really think the Bills got a chance to really put their exclamation point on the season right now. You beat the Cardinals. Oh man.
You guys played the Rams already, yeah?
I have to go back and have a look here. I don't know if we played the Rams already. I don't think so. We played the Seahawks.
We played the 49ers.
We played the 49ers. We beat them.
Is this your opportunity to sweep the division?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm pulling for Buffalo. I don't want you to get this construed any other way. Bills fan this week for sure.
You're a Bills fan this week?
Same way as a Miami Dolphins fan last week, buddy.
Yeah, we haven't played the Rams, so we still have to play. Oh no, we haven't. We beat them too.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the gauntlet, buddy.
Yep. Yeah. Listen, your chance to sweep the NFC West big time won't happen because it's Buffalo. So.
Oh, listen to this guy go on. What in the world? We're sweeping it. We're beating the Cardinals. Then we have a nice clear. Hey, we're not even worried about the West now. NFC West. Get out of here.
You shouldn't worry about the NFC West anyway.
Whatever. Get out of here.
No bearing on your season whatsoever.
Listen, Dolphins are going to beat the Chargers. That's 2-0 right now. I'm a believer.
Yeah.
I'm a believer. I was at first upset.
San Diego's in a lot of games. I know. The Los Angeles Chargers 39 years of saying San Diego can't get out of my Los Angeles Chargers been in every game, losing. Last week, right? They thought the second week in a row they thought they had scored the game-winning touchdown. That turned out to not be the game-winning touchdown. Brutal. Justin Herbert seems like the real deal. He just can't quite get over the hump. He's in every game, right? He's in every game. Him and Tua are the future of the league. And Joe Burrows. Yeah. This quarterback class is probably as good as I'm trying to remember, was it 04? Was that the Phillip Rivers, Roethlisberger, Eli Manning class? Was the 04 class?
Wasn't Aaron Rodgers in that though too?
Oh,
I thought that with Roethlisberger, I'm just trying to think now. Yeah, Roethlisberger with Aaron Rodgers was with Alex Smith, and that would be the 04 class there.
No, that was the year after. Alex Smith and Aaron Rodgers are in the same class because the 49ers took Alex Smith first, and Aaron Rodgers fell all the way to the end of the round.
That's right, he did.
Eli Manning went first to San Diego, forced a trade to the Giants.
That's right. Yeah,
it was also the Roethlisberger, Phillip Rivers years. Because they got Rivers was swapped over for anyway.
Here's the thing about Phillip Rivers, okay? So he just moved up the 5th on all-time passing, right? All-time yards. Yeah. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer, and he has nothing. He has nothing in his credentials, and it's just like, okay,
9
great.
Kids.
Yeah, he has 9 kids. That's good. You have legacy as far as that's concerned. But I'm talking about Pro Football Hall of Fame. Akron, Ohio. Did I just say Akron? Canton, Ohio. I was thinking about LeBron there for a moment. In Canton, and he's going to be enshrined, and he's not going to win a Super Bowl. He ain't winning a Super Bowl in Indianapolis.
That's an interesting thing to say.
I'm just saying.
What wins championships?
Defense, usually, but
who has the best defense running right now?
One could argue the Colts.
I'm saying it's going to happen.
Hey, here's the game of the week for me, okay?
You know why you say that? And this is
that?
You'll be able to get behind this. Who's the coach of the Indianapolis Colts right now?
You put me on the spot, bro.
Frank Reich.
Okay, yeah.
You know what Frank Reich is most known for?
What's that?
Being a backup quarterback that came back for the largest playoff turnaround in NFL history.
What was that? Whoa. We're talking about Buffalo? We are. We're talking about Buffalo. I remember this. It was yes, I do. It was a wild card round. Yes,
because I had to
Yeah. No, well, I had to. That's a long time ago. That's a long time ago. Jim Kelly was injured. I remember this. Stop. I remember this.
I put it into a water bottle, and I set it in a hamster cage, and then you slowly drank from the thing until you got there.
I still got there. It still got there.
The fact that you don't own a Frank Reich jersey is a travesty, in my opinion.
Why am I gonna? He did play one game. I played one game. Come on, get out of here. Anyways, Bengals Steelers. That is a game I am interested in. That's a big game.
It is a big game.
I say the Steelers are not going to be undefeated.
For Joe Burrow. Yeah, I mean, they win by 10, right? Pittsburgh wins by 10, but it's going to be entertaining.
Yeah,
because this is the time. This is the time of year where division games matter.
Yes,
this is the time.
I'm thinking the Bengals have a puncher's chance to knock them out.
Yeah, 100% they do.
100%. Joe Burrows has been playing better and better each week.
Yep.
This is great. Now,
but that's the other quarterback in that draft class, right? That we're going to see. It's Tua, it's Herbert, and it's old Joe Burrows.
I'm loving it. And I think
the league.
Yeah.
Those are the guys.
I honestly think that Roethlisberger will be playing. He's going to be negative for COVID, and he'll be in there playing. Yeah. Now, if he's not playing, there's definitely
that came out this morning. He's off.
He is. Okay, so there you go. So he's going to be playing. So that's great. Niners Saints. We know who's winning that game. I mean, Niners season's pretty much.
Do we?
You think the Niners have a chance? Nah.
Maybe.
Nah, they lost their quarterback.
I think that Kyle
their
Shanahan
best offensive weapon is gone.
I think that I think Kyle Shanahan always has a chance against Sean Payton.
You're saying it's a coaching?
Yeah.
But at some point, there comes a point where you just don't have the talent. You might have the coaching plans in place, but
what
you
do
just
think
don't
is
have
more
the talent.
this is how I feel about Seattle's defense. Seattle's defense has talent. I think the coaching holds that defense back.
We'll see. Ravens, Patriots. I think that one's a foregone conclusion as well for the Sunday night game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Cam Newton's playing better.
Hey, Cam, you got to win. Great. You're right back to a loss.
Yeah. I think Lamar Jackson comes and balls out. I like when he has some pressure behind him. He created some pressure for himself this week. So,
and then I hope that
big game coming.
I hope that Dave shows up again on Monday because this is like right up his alley. Vikings Bears.
Listen, hey Dave, if you're listening, if you don't come on for Vikings Bears, we're going to question your fandom.
Yeah.
You're the one out there. Like, what's a bigger division game for you?
I know we said one time that the Packers have to beat the Packers every time, so I don't know.
It is the Packers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You know.
Sorry, Dave, but still, come on.
You got to come on. We miss you. And Reed too, you jerk.
His team sucks. So.
Yeah, no, I really do feel sorry for him. This is the one time.
No, I don't feel sorry for any Boston fan.
Yeah,
I don't feel sorry for any of them. Their team lost in the NBA. That's great. They lost in the NHL. That's great. They're losing now. Fantastic.
Well, the NHL, man,
that's just my jealous heart talking.
Their team in the NHL, I don't know. Here's the thing is that somehow Boston could take a piece of turd and make it into something that's still competitive. Maybe not so much this year. And I really feel bad for Bill Belichick because I know he's coaching his heart out, but you just don't have the talent.
Bill made this bet. Bill made this bet. He knew what he made this bet. He knew what he was doing.
Maybe you should have treated Tom a little bit better. I don't know. Maybe. I hate Tom though too. So we don't need to unpack that anymore. Hey, look what I have here.
Is that a wife question of the week? Yep. There it is. Oh, it even has a question mark behind it.
Even a question mark behind it.
My wife, look, she also did something similar. Imagine that. Imagine those two being on some similar page.
Do you want to start with yours or?
Yeah, I'll go with mine. It feels like it's long. So just remind everybody, these are questions that Sean and I have asked our wives for, but we don't know what they are. So
no idea.
It makes me a bit nervous, to be honest. I have some anxiety about it, but that's fine. Ready?
Yep. Go.
Oh God. It ends up, it ends with P.S. I love you. So this is, I tend to read things from the bottom up quickly before I read them full. That's just something I do.
That's not even right to left, bottom up.
Yeah. It just closes P.S. I love you. So I feel like this question is terrible.
Okay.
Oh, this isn't bad at all. What superstitious thing do you do when it comes to your team playing / winning? Well, that's easy. I typically wear the same outfit every week as long as they're winning. And then as soon as they lose, I don't wear that outfit anymore. And so it's a combination of, whatever. Hats, shirts, sweatpants, socks, it's all those things.
Yeah, it's normal stuff.
Yeah.
All right. You want to know what I do?
Yes.
Okay. This is very neurotic. Okay. Because
I expect nothing less, to be honest with you.
If I'm watching the game and my team is getting pummeled, I start thinking that I might be the reason they're getting pummeled because I just turn it on. Yeah. Like sometimes I'll turn it on. We went up like a goal or two, right? And I was like, oh, I got to go over there because you're busy, you're family man, you're doing stuff, right? So you turn on the game. And then all of a sudden, it's like we're down 3 goals as soon as I turn it on. Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. I will turn off games, literally, so we can win. I think somehow.
I've done that also, and then I'll turn it back on, and we'll be up again, and then something bad will happen, and I'll be
like, shut it off.
Well, we've talked about this before, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, God bless my wife. I made her go walk the halls in a Las Vegas hotel during a playoff.
Oh my gosh, that's right. That story is so golden. Oh my gosh, Brad.
Listen, there is a joy to be realized if you are honest with your spouse from the beginning on who you are. And for me, that's how that contest. I was like, listen, I'm a guy. Like, I'm a sports fan. Like, she's like, yeah. I'm like, no. Like,
No. No. You don't.
Well, because the other thing is I can't leave where I'm at.
Right.
The game. Like people that are like, oh, I'll just come by for the second half. I'm like, the hell you will. Like, don't put that black magic on me. You're either here at kickoff or you're not coming over. It's the same thing. If we're somewhere and I'm like, hey man, the game kicks off in 20, we either got to go home now or we're here for the duration. There's no leaving at halftime, like switching venues. Switching venues?
No, I hear you, buddy. Because here's the thing for me, okay?
Well, I won't even switch seats.
Is that my wife does not care about these things, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm telling her, like, no, we're watching the game here. I don't want to move. But the dog and this and that. Hey, we have Sirius. We can listen to this game. I go, I'm listening to it, though. I'm not watching it, right?
No.
It's like...
Once kickoff happens, the movement is stopped.
Yeah, but you're a much stronger man than I. I always end up.
No, I just set it up early. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah?
My advice to everyone is that you got to be honest up front.
I love you, Brad. Brad, you're my new hero. I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
Just right off the bat.
Like, hey, listen, I love you. Like, we just got to be. This is how. I'm gonna be miserable if this doesn't.
She
work
understands. Out. She understands now, but she still doesn't care because it's just like, no. We're leaving and we're gonna go here.
Well, this is
and
not
that's the way it
going
is.
into a marriage advice show because that's rough.
Yeah. She loves me though. You have no idea. Like I still get
breakfast. I do have a lot of idea. I know you.
Yeah. She still makes me breakfast, man. Like
yeah, that's great.
She'll still get up and make me breakfast. Like I'm just like a blessed man, you know.
Yeah, I am too.
All right, mine.
Yes.
Why? This is wow. Why do men try to make everything into a competition, aka a sport? So why?
Well, first of all, Joe, I appreciate you putting gender in this because there are some competitive women also.
Right?
Listen, life's more fun when there's competition involved.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it.
Mm-hmm.
That's more fun.
Something to lose. If there's something to lose.
Yeah, listen, if you put down, like, you know, I don't know, maybe you don't have this in your life, but maybe no one else does. Maybe it's just my house, but we have a basket of socks.
Uh-huh.
You know, so like when laundry's done, like all the socks are in a basket that need to be folded, right? If you get me that basket of socks and another basket, I will fold all those socks and I will throw them into the other basket from 50 feet away, like I'm shooting basket. It's a silly trick that my wife.
It's a competition.
She knows that if she makes it a game,
guess you'll be able to do it. Yep.
I hear you. Said, "Hey, will you fold the socks?" I'd be like,
"No." It's so funny, right? Because like, you know, my wife will go, same thing. You got to fold your clothes, right? I'm like, hey, listen, if you get to do this, this, and this, you can watch Monday Night Football. Folding is happening.
It's a reward system, Joe. It's a reward system.
It is. She's a smart lady. Hey,
she's very patient too.
She has to be. She's married to me. I mean,
that was the joke.
Is that it? Yeah, she has to be. Like, I'm a neurotic. I am a whole bunch of things wrapped into one, and she puts up with me every day.
Well, yeah, so. You're a neurotic teddy bear.
Yeah, and she puts up with me every day. Every day, she's there putting up with me, and I'm just like,
shakes her head, Sean.
Yeah. But you know, she still loves me. It's crazy.
She does. She keeps up with it. Yeah, that's fantastic. I don't know why I feel like she plays a lot of games, so I don't understand why that's not a big deal.
I know. You know what? So she says this here, but I guarantee you.
Read the question again.
Why do men try to make everything into a competition, aka a sport? But the thing is, though, is that I'm certain that she's competitive.
I know she's competitive.
I am certain that she is. She won't admit it, but I'm certain. Oh, I love her.
Yeah.
I love you, Joe.
I also love your wife.
Yeah. Well, we have some very nice wives.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Very nice lives.
Listen, I like to say it a lot about I've kicked my coverage. That's a sports term. That's what it means.
I know. It's so true. It's so true. It's so true. Oh, hey, UFC fight night coming up here, buddy.
Yeah.
So Paul Felder's not going to be announcing. He's going to be fighting Rafael Dos Anjos in the main event.
He's going to get his ass kicked.
I think so too.
He lost 14 pounds in a week, man. He's not making it.
No, why did he do that? Is this like a last minute fight for him?
Yeah, he took it last minute because someone pulled out.
Unbelievable. I mean, good for him.
Listen, I'll tell you what, you get paid more to fight than you do to talk about it.
Yep.
That's what we've learned.
Good for him. The rest of this card, though, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not really into this here.
This is how we know that we are in the middle of a good football season, is because if it wasn't football season, we would love this card.
We'd be looking all over it. I'm not into it. You know what I'm looking forward to?
I'll still watch it.
Yeah.
I'll
tell you what I'm in. I'm into this Curtis Blades versus Derek Lewis fight coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm into.
You might feel about the big boys.
Yeah, and that's just a
Watch
regular
that.
Yeah, that's a regular fight, because UFC 255, I don't care. And I'm sorry, UFC, I'm not trying to say anything bad, but you had your fight, and unfortunately now this is the Thanksgiving after meal. You know what I mean? When you just eat.
How about Connor coming back to fight Poirier?
January 23rd, though, bro. That's in a little while. No, it's good. It's good. I say.
Listen, here's why it's dumb.
Dustin Poirier wipes his.
It's a good matchup. It's not about the matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I hate these garbage ass retirements. Stop. Just stop it. Stop it.
I don't even understand. You got enough money. You know what I mean?
If you want to fight, then fight. But don't stop saying you're retired.
Well, it's no different.
Do it. It's dumb.
Yeah, it's no different than Brett Favre. It's no different than a few people, Michael Jordan.
It's not just the Connor rant.
He's not the first one. Yeah, he's not the first one to do this.
He's the most recent, so he's going to be the spot that catches it. But that's dumb. Yeah. It's all dumb. It's not. It hasn't been a year. It hasn't even been a year.
No. Did you see that there's a little mistake that they put up there for pound fighter, and somehow Conor McGregor was number one for like a quick hot second there? And then of course, they fixed it, because right now it's still the Eagle. The Eagle there, Nurmagomedov is still number one, right? And then John Jones number two. He's down at number 11.
Until John fights again.
Yeah, John's gonna fight again, and John's probably gonna win.
Probably.
But John is not Eddie. No, he's not the. I was about to call him Eddie the Eagle. Oh my gosh, he's not Habib. He's not Habib. I'm sorry, he's not. And great fighter. I have all the respect in the world for John Jones, but Conor McGregor's going to get his butt kicked. He's going to lose to Dustin Poirier. Poirier's a different fighter.
You think so?
Different fighter. I think it's a great fight too. But Poirier got his black belt now in BJJ. I say Poirier's got him. So I'm looking forward to that fight, January 23rd. That'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to watch.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. I wanted to bring in something. I wanted to talk about the UFC. I really don't care about this card, and I'm sorry if there's anybody that's really following UFC. This one's just, I don't know, it's not for me. It's
listen,
sorry.
I don't disagree. The card is lackluster on face value, but there'll be a brawl. It'll be worth watching.
Yeah, I'll still watch it.
The competition's so good, right?
Yeah.
But I feel the same way about football. I watch any football game. I watched the Mack conference. I don't even know the team. It was Buffalo and somebody else. Great
it's
game.
True. I just don't know what to say about it. You know what I mean? But yeah,
it's hard to get hyped, and it's hard to have an analysis about it or even an opinion, because it's just whatever. But there'll be a competition. And Joe's right. We turn everything into a competition.
That's it.
I just love it. I love competition and everything.
Not
everyone's this way. I think just the people that she's chosen to surround herself with are so. It's not, not everyone's competitive.
Yeah.
And it blows my mind when I talk to those people and they don't care. I'm like, what do you mean you don't care? Like,
No, I know. I don't like it. I don't like it because it's just like, we're just living, man. And it's like, no.
how dare
I'm
you?
living for number one. I want to be number one.
How dare
I
you
want
be put together enough that you don't need the gratification of a win to feel
Right.
self-justification?
What in the world? There's a whole generation of these people out there, and I'm just like, I don't understand. It does not compute.
Nope. Can't do it.
All right, you got a one-on-one question here coming up.
Yeah, I already gave it to you on accident.
Oh, did you?
I caught in the moment of passion. But you didn't answer it, so you can still answer it. And it's, would you rather be tackled by Khalil Mack or would you rather tackle Derrick Henry?
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with you, get tackled by Khalil Mack. Because you're right. There's something psychological that would happen if I were to get flung.
If you were to, or when you did?
When I did. How about that? Thank you. I don't want to see that. I don't want anybody in my family to see that.
Derrick Henry is 6'5", 240 pounds of chiseled machine.
No, don't need that. Don't need that in my life.
And neither one of us are small.
No. But I'm pretty sure if you caught me right here.
Yeah. I mean, depending on what 7-Eleven I walk up, I'm between 6'3" and 6'4".
Yeah.
I'm about 240 pounds.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So at face value, Derrick Henry and I are similar in size.
Yeah.
I would rather be hit by Khalil Mack and all 6'4", 275 pounds of him. Easily, all day long. Pads, no pads, whatever. That's even the thing. Like, would you rather be tackled no pads by Khalil Mack or try to tackle Derrick Henry with pads? The answer is still the same for me. I would rather Khalil Mack hit me with no pads on than try to tackle Derrick Henry. I want no part of it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. My question here, one-on-one question to you. I really didn't give much thought to this here. But when I think about it a little bit more, I'm thinking to myself, if you were born in Europe, do you think that you would still be an NFL fan?
Yeah, I do. Here's why. I love competition, and I still I watch anything that's competitive.
But considering that you have
soccer, for God's sakes, you know what I mean? Like, watch if there's a score involved in rules and someone can be a winner, I'll watch it. So
I told one of my buddies there, he's a big rugby fan, and lately this past little bit, they've been putting rugby on this 360 Sportsnet 360 channel, the rugby season, and I've been getting into it, just watching it. I don't know anything about it, but I'm just I'm starting to figure it out as I'm watching it going along. And it's pretty damn entertaining. I'm like, holy smokes, not bad.
Well, and it becomes access, right? It's what do you have access to? Because when you have access to something, you'll watch it. I'll watch rugby when when it's on, like all those things, right? I mean, it's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
And I think having friends that are stationed overseas, my buddy Daniel, right? We talked about before, the station over in London, and when the NFL games go to London, they sell out. It's 80,000 people.
Easy.
And they're not fans.
Yeah.
I mean, they're NFL fans, right? There's every jersey you can imagine over there. There's a following over there now. So, I guess some of that question is based on time and place of, but if I was born same time, same era, would my NFL fandom have come later in life? Probably, from an access perspective, right? But basketball, NBA basketball, and NFL football are global icons.
I think so. They're almost getting to that point. I mean, not still the same as soccer, like what's recognized worldwide, but since the 90s onwards, it's really been picking up huge steam. So
it's on a good trajectory.
Absolutely. Oh man.
I say that because I just enjoy competition. That's just the thing.
Yeah.
So thanks, Joe. Thanks for noticing.
Oh man, I think this concludes episode 16 here, buddy. It's been fun. Next week we have a very special guest coming on there.
Yeah.
Noberto Pietri from Yo, I'm Kind of Funny. It should be interesting.
I've got a lot of good things coming. Got a lot of good things planned. So
absolutely.
Thanks for motivating us to keep going. Michelle and I enjoy talking to each other, but recording it is, for you guys to watch is something we really enjoy doing. So
enjoy it a lot, yeah.
A lot of fun. Again, if you need something, say something. If you feel something, say something. Right? Like, let's take care of each other. Like, let's be kind. Let's get it happen. Let's let's stop this. There was the one thing we can do, and that's try to stop this mental health thing. Let's make it not taboo. Let's clean this up, and we're not going to be able to eradicate it. I don't know, but let's clean up our own corners of the world and be better. So
let's be better. Yeah. Let's reach out to some people. Yeah. Tell 2 people today you love them.
That's right. Or just smile, be kind. It is what it is, right? Let's get there.
Whatever. Either one is good.
Listen to your heart, follow it.
And yeah, absolutely. Hey, if you can find us on all things Guys Beer Sports there, Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. Follow us on Facebook, Guys Beer Sports.
Monday night live on YouTube. We'll give you the link. You can come on camera. Let's get it. Like, if you got something you want to talk about, Adam, I'm talking to you.
And we're gonna put that link out there. That absolutely. All right. So somebody can definitely come out there. Adam, we're still talking to you. Okay.
Till next time. And Dave. Till next time. Peace.
Peace.
You've listened to the podcast, but now it's time to visit us in our virtual sports bar. Get all of our info at guysbeersports.com, where you can find all the ways to connect with us. Watch for live conversations with Brad and Sean that happen throughout the week, and join in with your favorite local beer. You can share your thoughts in the conversation comments with your own uploaded videos, or even join us as a guest live commentator. The GBS Virtual Sports Bar is open for business. Come on in, boys and girls.